For Blackkklansman, the particular scene I wanted to cover was the Birth of the Two Nations scene, where Jerome Turner is kind of telling the history of the movie and kind of how wild it was when it first came out, considering Woodrow Wilson literally considered it a work of history and had a showing at the White House, calling it History with Lightning. But it's super dark. Crazy to even think that something like that had an ability to create that kind of power. And honestly, I would say that this scene had more power on a content level and narrative level. It kind of just shows where the whole Black Power had to start. It was literally kind of the founding of where the Black Power comment came in. And it's wild that it was even... I've never seen that movie. I never even heard of that movie, honestly, until I'd watched Blackkklansman when it came out a couple years ago. And it was sickening to find out that that was a real movie. You know, it is literally a movie about Ku Klux Klans as knights rolling through the town, saving people from black people. It was just disgusting. I mean, it's just a disgusting scene, and it's just really gross to watch them get so excited about it. And it's even grosser to know that people are still like that. I think it really ties well into the ending of the movie as well, because when you see that scene, a lot of people like to go, man, at least it's not that bad anymore. Then you watch the end of the movie, and it's the Charlottesville thing, and the 2017 Charlottesville massacre, and it just really irks you to know that those people still exist out there. There's still ignorance. There's still these people who are not mentally sound enough to make a decision to, you know, be a good person. Just inherently good, and know that there is no difference from one person to the next. You're all the same. There's no difference. And I also think that the movie Birth of a Nation actually does a crazy shout out to Nazi propaganda, honestly. I mean, it's absolutely astounding, because how many of the old Nazi propaganda films that include white purity and racial purity include them demonizing Jews as being these villains who steal people's money, and they're stealing all the business, and they're actually poisoning people and killing people and raping people. I mean, it was I mean, what's even crazier is that an actual president was all about it. he was into it. He liked the movie. He thought it was a good historical film, when, I mean, it was literally, like, I feel like, because I ended up watching parts of Birth of a Nation because I was curious, it is literally a propaganda film. 100%. A white supremacist propaganda film from beginning to end. And this scene, to me, really built the hatred and just the raw emotion that I felt towards the Ku Klux Klan. I already didn't like them, you know. It was already something I wasn't a fan of, and then after that, it just boiled my blood that much more on that scene, especially when they all start standing up screaming white power. I mean, it is just a scene that really rocks my shit. It does not make me a happy camper. But beyond that, it was a good movie's good. Going to beyond that, I do also kind of want to talk about the end of the film. I love the scene where they pick up the guns and they're like standing on the things that move them down the hallway. I think that is probably one of the coolest filmed scenes in the entire movie. It just looks cool. I mean, it looks like I'm watching like Black Dynamite intro, and it was a cool shout out. But yeah, it was a great movie.